Hello everybody, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and just going to make a short video today on my Keitt mango. Now this is a grafted mango. The variety, as I said, is Keitt. It's grafted onto a Gomera rootstock. Now I got the plant in September 2018. You can see that it has actually got some sucker shoots coming up below the graft on it, and the reason I've decided to leave them is because the plant's been so poor in its growth in the 2 years that I've had it that I wanted to try and boost the root system by letting the suckers grow. These can always be removed at a later stage. This is the one that hasn't, frankly, it didn't have not a very good graft on it as far as I'm concerned. It's an untidy graft, but the problem I've had since I had the plant is the growth has been absolutely pitiful. I mean, it's had a few new leaves come out this year, as you can see, and I think it grew about 1 inch or 2 inches last year, and it's done the same this year. And I believe the problem is basically in the soil. The pot's incredibly heavy, and I believe the soil I've used for it has become, or is, far too compacted, and the roots can't breathe and grow actively. So I've decided to take it out the pot today and repot it into a very open 50% bark and coconut coir and perlite compost, which should make the pot half the weight it is now, and hopefully will encourage the roots to grow more actively, and that will then translate into more active growth on the upper part of the plant. So as it's not too hot today, I'm going to take the opportunity to repot it, and I will come back to this plant in the second part of the video after the potting has been redone. I'll catch up with you in the second part. So this is the compost mix that I'll be using. It's super light. I've put a lot of you can probably see there's a lot of orchid bark in it, a lot of perlite, there's cocoa coir. I have used some ericaceous compost as well, and I've added some chicken manure pellets to it so that it has got some feed in it, because one of the problems with bark, perlite and cocoa coir is there's not much nutrients in the soil. Obviously I better feed the plants, but I thought I'd add some chicken feed in as well. But it's super light, super quick draining, nice and airy, so I'm hoping that this will boost the growth of the plant. So we'll pull them out and have a look at the roots in a minute, and I may decide to wash the old soil off the roots, do a bare root wash, depending on what they look like when I pull them out the pots. That's the guava and the mango, as I'll be repotting both of those and using this clip for both plants, and I'll get some warm water in case I have to wash the roots off. Catch up with you in the next part of the video. Okay everybody, well, I've just removed this mango. Let's move up there. I've just removed my mango from this pot, and as you can see, it has no roots whatsoever. I mean, no wonder it hasn't grown. It's got a couple of roots on it. It hasn't made any root growth at all since it was bought from Canarius delivered in September 2018, so it's 2 years down the line. The plant's made no top growth, hardly, and the roots are still got this original sort of like nasty, thick, wet soil, volcanic soil that they use at Canarius for their plants. Obviously the roots are not dead, but they're not far off dead, so what I'm going to do is leave that to soak in my bucket of warm water. I'm going to remove every last bit of soil, and then I'm going to move the plant from this size pot into this size pot, because there's absolutely no point putting it in a large pot. The roots have got no chance whatsoever. Going to make a last ditch effort of saving it and potting it in this smaller pot, and we will see what happens. I might even look and see if I can find a smaller pot for it, because it's going to be better to be less chance of root rot if it's in a suitably small pot. So I'll see what I can find, because these roots look as if they're going to, frankly, they're too big for this pot as well, and it's not going to help it recover at all. So I'll see if I can find something more suitable. I would think this pot is a 9 litre, which is a 2-gallon pot. I think I could probably get it into a 1-gallon pot if I could find one. So we'll come back to this after I've cleaned all the roots and find what pot I'm going to put it into. So you can now see the result of 2 years root growth in a pot, and the answer is there's none. There's no white roots there. There are a few bits of brown and yellow, so basically the plant's got no roots that are working, which is why it hasn't grown at all on the top, sadly. So I've found a 5 litre pot, which is just over a gallon, which will easily take the plant with its current root structure. That's that pot there. So I'm going to use my very open free draining mix, and I'm going to repot that mango and hope that it makes a recovery in the next couple of months before we get to winter. Well, you can see just how bad it is. I mean, there's just no roots on a plant that's sort of 2 or 3 feet tall. No wonder the graft's deteriorated and hasn't put any top growth on. I'm just hoping that these leaves, I'm going to leave these lower suckers on, although you should remove them. I'm hoping that they're going to allow the plant to feed the roots and get some root growth. And once there's some root growth and I see some top growth on the plant, then I'll better remove these suckers, perhaps even try them as cuttings. Anyway, we'll come back to the plant after I've repotted it. So this is the end result of my guava, no, not guava, my mango repotting. Sorry, confused because I've been doing a guava as well. This is my mango repotting now. As you can see, I've gone down from what was I think a 14 or 15 litre pot, so about 3 gallons, down to a 5 litre pot, which is just over a gallon, and basically even that, the roots easily fitted. So I'm not overly optimistic about this plant recovering, but I might even decide to put it in the kitchen possibly, and put a polythene bag over it, as I often do, to try and keep the humidity in so it doesn't lose moisture from the leaves, and hopefully the roots might show some sign of recovery. To be honest, I think it would probably be alright in this pot for a year, or at least a year, if the roots recover, maybe longer, because it's not a bad thing to keep some of these tropicals pot bound, because it just helps with them not suffering from root rot, because they use the water up quicker in the pots. Anyway, that's my mango Keitt after its bare root repotting, and obviously I'd appreciate if you want to give the video a thumbs up, fine. If you want to share it with anyone interested, that's okay. Please subscribe to my channel, but most importantly, if you want to get updates on whether or not this plant survives or improves, then remember to click the bell and you will get those updates. Catch up with you all soon. Brett out for now.